What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Wednesday Windup, first episode of the Wednesday Windup. I'm Ron, this is Rude. You know us from the world's famous Cousins and Cocktails podcast, and this is a midweek version of that same greatness. So, with the Wednesday Windup, we'll just hit you with a brief overview of some of the things that's happened midday through the week. We usually drop Cousins and Cocktails on a Sunday or a Monday, but with the Wednesday Windup, we'll go ahead and get you midweek to let you know all the things that's going on. Normally, we have a cocktail and then a mixed drink throughout the middle of the show. We'll let you try those at home, but just like the title says, on the Wednesday Windup, we got wine. So, Rude, for the first one, tell us what we got.
All right, today we got a Capriccio Sangria, looking at 13.9% by volume, made with premium grape wines and other natural flavors.
Look like some strong mess in there, Rude. I ain't gonna lie.
Right, wine don't usually have a 13.9% volume of alcohol, so it's that hangover wine.
Yeah. Shoot, I might have some slit small liquor in there. All right, so let's go ahead and swirl this glass and see what it's talking about.
Yeah.
So, Sangria, 13.5 style.
Yep.
It smells
sweet.
It smells strong. Everybody. This don't even smell like regular wine. It smells like it got some extra in there.
It's like a fruity cocktail.
It smells like a wine in a Four Loko. Oh well, let's not play with it. Let's see what it do. Tastes like a wine in a Four Loko.
Yeah, that's a sweet ass wine.
It is. It's sweet and it's strong too.
Yeah.
So I'm not a wine connoisseur. I can't give you the ins and out on whether that's good, bad, or in the middle. I personally can't do a whole bottle of that, or probably more than that glass. What about you?
Sangria is not my jam. I am a wine connoisseur though, so I do dabble in wines, been in wineries. Get y'all some of the winery wines on here.
Okay.
So, Sangria, it's more like a mixed wine to me. I'm more of a semi-sweet, closer to a dry type of person. So, I wouldn't do Sangria. That's more for the party girls.
Yeah, and usually I'm not even gonna lie. I'm such an easy date. Just give me a bottle of Moscato. Whatever that it's blue. It's coming like a flower bottle. What's the white label? Something that starts with an R. I'll have to get one. Give me a bottle. It's like $7. That giant eagle. Like give me that. And it's a wrap. But
yeah, I'm gonna get him up on his wine game.
Please do. Make sure you bring some steak with that wine. That's it. So, topic number one that we got for the Wednesday Windup, we got some new parties invited to the jam in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and they West Coast boys.
Man, what's
USC and UCLA. I think it's gonna be a great mix. Gonna help the Big Ten focus more on the country as a whole, more than just our Midwest East Coast partners. And I think it's going to help boost a lot in college football around the country, period.
You know what it did? It didn't just open the gateway to the West Coast to Ryan Day. We about to get some boys from Compton out there on Ohio State. We about to run circles around everybody else. But for real, I really do think that's going to be a major thing. I really think that opens up the recruiting. Now that we are guaranteed to have a game in California every year. Either it's going to be UCLA or it's going to be USC, that's definitely going to open up the doors. And, traditionally, Ohio State does great recruiting because we get players we got a pipeline in Texas. We always seem to have.
And Florida.
Yeah, Texas, Florida, and now California add that to the list. So, and when you think about football powerhouses, them three states.
In Ohio.
California, Texas, Florida, Ohio, and I'll even add Pennsylvania in there. Is really where the majority of all the football players are from. They're really from one of those states. So with you adding USC and UCLA to the Big Ten Conference, that's definitely opened up the door to some recruiting.
Yeah.
What you also opened the door for is some early morning ass games because there's a 3-hour time difference between Ohio and California. So, and we're used to those noon kickoffs.
Right.
So can you imagine USC versus Ohio State at 9 a.m. on an October morning?
Nah, I'd still be asleep at that time.
Oh man, that's definitely in the mix.
But it'd be great because I think it's gonna end up coming down to being a overall college playoff instead of like, oh, Power 5 here, big conference here, so everyone can get a chance to be invited to that party.
So you think all the conferences are just about to come together as one and
yeah,
just form a mega conference?
What we call college football for real.
Yeah, because right now I feel like if you was with Oklahoma going to the SEC and Texas A&M going to the SEC,
right,
and UCLA and USC coming to the Big Ten,
right,
they're basically everybody's ganging up and they're trying to get the best competition and who can get the most money. Just go ahead and combine the Big Ten, the SEC, and maybe the ACC together and just make it one big conference of about 30-something teams and then just have a East Division, a West Division, or a North and South Division of that conference. Yeah. And then, let them see who has the best record or whatever. If you got to do percentage point and strength of schedule, because I know that's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
If you can't have 30 teams in one conference and they only playing 10 or 12 games a year. However, there's got to be some way that you can figure that out to maybe have mini tournaments or something like that, and just have a big tournament that style. Go ahead and expand the college playoff, and I think they will get and crack it.
And I think what would be great about that is Saban can't duck.
Yeah,
because you gotta play. If it's 30 teams in that conference, you gotta play each one of the
somebody
teams.
Good.
Right, 12 times. Yeah. So, and then you get to, then it's going to be a conference champion game.
It's going to be
the playoffs.
I'm so tired of seeing Alabama versus Foreman College.
Or Liberty.
Alabama versus Liberty. Or Kentucky get their rocks off early because they play in Kentucky Wesleyan or something like that. Play New Mexico Highlands.
A team that just became a football team.
Exactly. So, that's big news for college football.
Yeah.
Second topic today on the Wednesday windup. KD wants out of Brooklyn.
Ha!
Man, he was in Brooklyn long enough for a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
And that was
he is like, oh, we ain't winning championship over here. Yeah. I'm out.
Man, like the paint ain't even dry on the back of his jersey yet, and they are ready to get him out of there. He just signed a 4-year contract. He has 4 years left in his deal, and he wants out of there.
Yeah, but this is KD. Ain't nobody gonna say no to him.
One thing I know for sure, you know what? Because KD, when I post this, KD is probably gonna sub-tweet me because he don't like nobody talking about him. But his ruin, to me, his legacy is ruined. It's a wrap. KD, he's a top 3, but to me, what this proves with him going to another team is you can't win without Stephen Clay. He was in Oklahoma and Russ, couldn't win nothing. You won with Stephen Clay, but then as soon as you went to Brooklyn and tried to build your own team and grabbed Harden and Kyrie, you couldn't make it out the first round of the playoffs for whatever reason, be it injury, be it COVID or whatever. You really can't win. So to me, that KD versus LeBron beef, then who's really number 2 or 3 or whatever, LeBron shut all that down because it don't matter who he go to, his teams win. And KD is jumping ship again, saying all those people that were making that argument about LeBron changing teams 2-3 times or whatever the case. Now KD is about to be on his.
LeBron always played out his contracts though.
Yep.
He never asked for a trade, or if he did ask for a trade, we didn't hear about it. Or if he asked for a trade, he's just to throw some fire under him. Get me somebody here then.
KD's about to be on his 4th team.
Yeah.
And then Kyrie signed that deal yesterday. He ain't staying either.
Oh no. They're conjuring something up right now to try to get him somewhere, and I believe it's somewhere with Kevin. I don't think it's gonna be Kyrie, you go here, and Kevin, you go here. No, I think they're gonna be packaged together. And look out, they've been talking about that Russ signing back with the Lakers. It looked like AD and Russ could be coming to Brooklyn, and Kyrie and Kevin could be going to LA.
I read that too. So Adrian Wojnarowski posted a tweet saying that KD, when asked if KD was going to play with Kyrie again, he said, "Don't be surprised, the door is still open."
Right.
To him still linking up and playing with Kyrie again. And now, KD's 32. They're getting up there in age. I know he ain't talking about before he retires, so that means the next team he go to, he's saying that he could possibly play with Kyrie again.
And y'all keep your eyes on this offseason. This NBA offseason is full go, and it's only been day 1, and there's been 30 to 35 moves already.
Yep. So
it's ramping up. It's ramping up. Don't sleep on it.
And if they go to the Lakers, man, you gonna have LeBron sitting on the throne like Thanos with his gauntlet, just plucking stones in there. Go ahead, AD, I got my championship.
I got the Bond Stone.
Yep. I got the Skinny Stone with KD. I got the Wizard Stone with Kyrie. Yeah, man. Don't be surprised if he go ahead and chase another ring just long enough for Bronny to get drafted to the G League, and then he go
then he
play for Washington or something like that when Bronny gets drafted. Yeah. Number 3, third topic of the day. We got to end it with our favorite news ever, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So Deshaun Watson had his 3-day disciplinary hearing come to an end today. At the conclusion of today's hearing, there have been no updates on his potential suspension from the league. However, what did come to light was some of the things that the NFL tried to use against him in the disciplinary hearing. I got some thoughts about that. So the report says that 12 women were brought in front of the disciplinary officer, Sue Robinson.
Okay.
Out of those 12 women, they closed in on 5 cases in particular. And within those 5 cases, the NFL admitted that at no point in time did Deshaun Watson ever commit any violent acts towards women.
Okay.
At no point in time during those 5 instances did Deshaun Watson take advantage of any of those women against their will.
Okay.
And none of those 5 incidents resulted in an arrest to Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
Also, the NFL admitted that they had an independent investigator look over Robert Kraft's incident from when he got arrested, when he was caught up in that sting operation in Florida.
Right.
And they admitted that even though they found wrongdoing per the conduct policy at the time, that Robert Kraft was never suspended, he was never fined, and there was no disciplinary action taken whatsoever. What do you think about that news?
It is good news for Deshaun, and it's bad news for NFL. So it's looking like, with all the concluding evidence and facts pushed to the table and out there, I can see Deshaun still getting suspended just because code of conduct got suspended. But I could see 8 instead of the year long I said before. And that's just biting it in half. So it's like, okay, we got to give him something just because of the settlements and all these women that came forward, blah, blah, blah.
But the settlement is not an admission of guilt.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So, but I'm saying that, but it's the NFL. So, they playing by their rules compared to the law.
So this is what I think is going on. The NFL initially put out a statement like, we want unprecedented suspension. We want an indefinite suspension with a minimum of a year. And the thought process behind that is, like, yeah, you might have settled 20 of these 24, but there's still these other 4 cases right here, and we don't know what's going to happen with that. So since we don't know, we're just going to suspend you until these other 4 cases come out or whatever. So then we can protect ourselves in case something happens afterwards. The NFL Players Association, on the other hand, said, okay, well, if you're going to jump to the extreme and say indefinite for a year, we're going to jump to the extreme on the other end and say nothing at all. So we don't want nothing at all. If you want to jump all the way up there and get crazy, we can get crazy too. We don't want nothing. So they, again, brought up their defense of how Deshaun got treated differently from others who had done the similar acts or whatever. Speaking of Robert Kraft, speaking of Dan Snyder or whatever. So I feel like the way it's set up right now, the NFL Players Association and the NFL, the owners, agreed to have an independent third party look at situations such as this. They agreed that the independent third party will be the ones to make the rulings on disciplinary actions or what should be done. They also agreed that if there was an appeal by either the player or the league, that the person that would hear the appeal is Roger Goodell. Right. So, previously, Roger Goodell saw the evidence, made the ruling, issued the suspension, and then if a player wanted to appeal, they went right back to Roger Goodell again and said, come on, Raj, basically, you tripping. He was like, all right, I'm going to give you the same suspension, but I'll knock a game off, maybe 2. Right. And then after that, then that was it. Then you couldn't do nothing about it. Right. So I feel like with the situation set up like that wouldn't it be sneaky if the NFL purposely sent 5 dummy cases up there, not calling women dummy, but 5 very weak argumentative cases where they like, yeah, you're right, he didn't do this. Yeah, you're right, he didn't beat her. Yeah, you're right, he didn't force her. Right. Yeah, you're right, he didn't technically go against
anything wrong.
Yeah, you're right. we didn't punish Roger Goodell, so that Stu Robinson would be like, well, then if you didn't do any of that and your union wording is that owners and front office are held at a higher standard than players, then how can I possibly punish him when you just told me that you found stuff on Roger Goodell, on Robert Kraft, and you didn't punish him at all? So with that being said, I can't punish him because of the language. So then Roger Goodell was like, yep, appeal. And I'll appeal to myself, and I want 17 games. Bang the gavel, and that's out. And he's done.
Right.
I have a feeling like that is what's going to happen. I'm not going to say it's going to start off with 0, but I'm going to say it's going to start off with something very, very
minimal.
small.
Right.
Yep. I found fault, and I give him 2 games. And the national outcry is going to be up in arms. How could you do this? He had 24 accusers and all the women and so on and so forth.
Right.
Goodell don't want that bad narrative on the NFL and a bad look for them. So he's going to be like, yep, I'll appeal to myself. I appreciate you, Sue Robinson. I'll go ahead and take it from here. You said 2. Damn it, I wanted 17. Take these 10 and be happy with it. Pow, bang the gavel, and that's it.
Yeah,
and then he
I can see that. I can see that happening.
I think that's how it's
the NFL law don't abide by the world's law. So,
NFL is one of the few places you are tried not in the court of law, in the court of public opinion. So if it looks like you did it, if it smells like you did it, damn it, you did it. Yeah. So, well, that's a wrap for the
Wednesday wind up.
Thank you. I'm gonna get that one day. The Wednesday wind up. So like I said, we keep it brief, we keep it short. Don't forget to tune in to the full Cousins and Cocktails podcast that will drop later in the week. You look forward on either Sunday night or Monday mornings where we'll have a longer, more in-depth conversation on the things that's happened throughout the week. Until then, keep them glasses full, and it is what it is.